And welcome to a brand new life, to a brand new day, reporting to you live and direct, all the way from the wastelands of California. First time listeners out there, my name is Michael, and I am a mere figment of your imagination. I'm pleased to meet you. We do hope you come back. Tonight will be a bit of a rattlesnake. Put the women and children to bed. You've been warned. It's going to be one of those shows yet again. Yes, I think you all quite know well. I think you all know quite well. It's going to be one of those doozies yet again. So I'm glad you are here. It's going to be a great show. I'm glad you are alive. I'm glad you survived. Pat yourselves on the back. I'm glad you've made it through the holidays. It's a rough time. And of course, I am joined by my co-host, Mr. Mike Hideous, who is patiently waiting right now. Let's bring him in. Mike, what's going on?
Merry Christmas to you, Michael.
Well, that's very sweet of you.
I'm a sweet guy.
You are. Merry Christmas to you, Mike. I was just telling the audience it's going to be one of those shows, it's going to be a doozy.
Like every night we do a show.
Like every night.
Shows.
Exactly. It's going to be just like that.
Right.
So, of course, joining me this evening for tonight's fun is none other than my co-host. You just heard him right now, Mike Hideous. He has once again drawn assignment to help us close out the year with a bang.
My pleasure.
I made that sound like it's going to be the final show of the year. That might not be true.
Yeah, anything's possible, I suppose, with you.
Exactly, you never know. I'm just one of those guys that make the nights seem like they last forever.
Indeed.
That's right. By the way, please don't be shy. We would like to hear from all of you out there. That number is 424 666 2425. That number will be on your screen. And of course, don't be shy. Call in. We want to hear from you. Isn't that right, Mike?
Yeah,
I think the show's a lot better when they call in.
absolutely.
It's a lot more fun. Don't see why not. But yes, once again, don't be shy. That number is 424 666 2425. The phone line is working properly. Please go to a quiet location before dialing in. We appreciate every call and the effort. Respect to all of you out there. You know, it does take a special sort of listener to call in, Mike.
That is most definitely true.
You know it's true.
Indeed.
Yeah, not everyone has the balls to call in. Isn't that right?
That's true.
Oh, yes. Once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for allowing me into your hearts. Actually, for allowing us into your hearts and into your minds. Here we are again on a night like this. Abracadabra, Mike.
Presto.
Did you like that?
I did. Actually.
Under
That's
pressure?
That is a real.
Under
That is a
pressure.
real magical word.
It really is. And Mike, you know, I was going off the top of my head under so much pressure. You can't even imagine what's going on in my head right now.
I think I might be able to.
Yes. Well, yes to everything there, yes. But once again, like a big, happy, dysfunctional family, welcome to the circle, friends. Here I am, with a bow and ribbon taped to my wrist. I'm your gift tonight. Me and Mike, both are all of your gifts tonight. We are sharing ourselves to all of you tonight.
Hot dang.
Isn't that sweet?
That is sexy.
I think it's amazing. It really is, in my mind. I mean, it sounded good. It sounded good. But who knows? Some people might not have liked it, but I did.
Wrapped in a bow.
Right. Remember, your thoughts are not your own. Now is the time to let go. Do not let your hearts be troubled, just like Sean Hannity says. You like that? I stole that line from him right there. It just came to my head, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to steal that line right now.
Oh, I'm so sick of him now.
I'm here now. It's all right. Let me heal all of you. Put your hand on your computer monitor and just, feel the spirit running through me.
Feel that vibe.
I could feel it. I could
feeling
feel
it
it, Mike.
On my pants, I feel.
You could feel it in your pants. I feel it all around me.
Well, that's because I got my crotch on the screen.
Ah, I see. Jesus Christ.
I want to get that. I want to get that vibe from you.
My God. That's a little bit too much of a vibe there.
I know. Sorry. Too much
Whoa.
information. Sorry.
My God. Who is Austin Smith? He says, do any of the members of the Misfits reach out to Mike for the holidays? I believe he's asking a question for you there, Mike.
No, Austin, they don't.
Isn't that kind of funny?
It's hilarious.
I suppose
I
he thinks...
something.
Yes.
I could have said something stupid like, yeah, I get a Christmas card from Glenn Danzig once a year.
Yeah.
But, sent with like a severed goat's head in a box. But no, I don't.
I kind of like that answer. I like that answer better. You should have thrown that out there first.
That should have been the first one.
Yeah, you should have been like, well, Glenn, he sends me a letter every now and then, sometimes on Thanksgiving, sometimes on New Year's.
And with Jerry, I basically just get a box of human feces.
A box of meatballs from the mom.
To answer your question, Austin, no, I don't get any. I haven't been in contact with them in years. The only last time I saw Jerry was at the funeral or the wake of my old guitar player, Jason Trioxin. And we actually shook hands. But
whoa. I don't know what that was all about.
Whoa.
Sorry about that. That sound effect came out of nowhere there, Mike.
That's all right.
And where are the birds, by the way? Are they awake?
Yes, they are awake. Sergeant had a bit of an episode last night. That's my blue and gold macaw. He, whilst I was sleeping, I think it was at about 4 a.m. I think he took a fall while he was sleeping in his cage,
Oh,
and I think he twisted his ankle a little bit. He's all right. I mean, he's in a little bit of pain maybe, but scared the crap out of me. I jumped out of bed and I had to run downstairs and pull him out of the cage. He was all nervous, but otherwise everybody's okay. Thank you for asking.
well, now I hear the bird. Well, I'm glad
Yep.
he's all right. I'm glad everything's working out. I'm glad you're having a good Christmas out there. Well, at least I hope you are. And once again, it's good to see all of you out there in the chat room. It's going to be a fun show, I promise, boys and girls. I hope. If I could survive this one, then it's going to be a good one. If I die or something like that, well, it would be a waste of a live stream. If only I was on cam. If I blacked out or something like that, that would be fun. It'd be good content for the listeners out there. But of course, we're not going to do that here.
I'd be interested in hearing that too.
Oh, yes. So once again, Merry Christmas to all of you out there listening, wherever you may be on this island Earth. And if you are indeed a new listener, welcome aboard. I'm excited that you found us. I'm always surprised anyone finds the show, to be honest, Mike.
Well, you've done so good over the years. I mean, I'm not surprised.
I consider this a hidden gem in the dark corner of the interwebs. That's why.
The interweb. Well, no, I mean, you've done so much for all these years. It's been well over a decade, and I mean, you're doing good, man. So don't underestimate yourself. There.
I've done a few things. That's true.
Yep. Don't. What's the word I'm looking to say? Don't sell yourself short.
Okay, well, I'll say this. You'll see that I'm not like your favorite hosts out there. I'm far better than that. Far better than your family and friends. You'll figure it out soon enough, I promise. Isn't that nice to hear from like a host? The first time you hear this and you hear some crazy shit like that? Isn't that funny?
Very modest.
I love that. Random people are going to stumble upon this. They're going to hear that. They're going to say, what the hell is this?
What a jerk.
What is nonsense here? Regardless, I hope these words find you from land to sea across the world. To those we have lost as listeners or fans, they are always won and lost and won again. You know how that goes. I thank all of you for your support. Mike, I'm kind of like feeling the sort of weirdness going on right here.
I'm sure you are.
I'm saying all these crazy things tonight. Wow.
Hey, by the way, how was your day? I mean, how was your
My
Christmas
day is amazing, Mike. I can't lie to you. I'm having a great time talking to you, talking to the interwebs out there, those that we cannot see. It's like I'm talking to spirits right now.
I bet you are.
I can't really see them, but I could feel them. I could feel them all watching me while I'm doing the show live. Scary.
Did you get any special
What's that?
Gifts?
Yes, I did. I'm actually wearing one right now. It says, stay lit, and there's people on fire. They're burning. Yes.
It's a t-shirt?
Yeah, it's a t-shirt. It looks cool. Maybe I'll post it.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yes, I got some nice gifts. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I hope you got some nice gifts too. And by the way, Austin Smith, he says, if you guys want a good laugh, listen to Jerry Only's Misfits Xmas EP.
Yeah.
Was it really that bad?
Oh, everything.
It might have been, right?
At this point. I mean, it's
garbage.
I'm sorry. You can't mix punk rock with like born again Christianity. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work out.
What do you mean, Mike? I'm a born again Christian. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm a born again Christian. It's true.
Of course you are.
It is. I don't know why you're doubting me, Mike.
I'm not
on what grounds do you have?
More than you know, pal.
When I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds.
I want to bring her on the show.
Yeah.
Paula White.
I'm sure she'll come.
I'll be because right there, I was standing there, and where I stand is holy.
I want to bring her on. I wonder if we could make that happen.
If you did, I would personally fly out to California and do nasty things to you.
Mike, you've been kind of scaring me here tonight, All this energy, it's a little much.
I would be absolutely floored if you were able to get her on the show.
You never
I would
know.
be.
You never
You
know.
never know, so I won't doubt it, but damn, dude, that is reaching.
Well, I can pull off the impossible sometimes. It's true. The universe is on my side. All the gods, they love me a lot. I promise. It's
I'll
true.
tell you one thing. It'd be funny if we got her on and she started going into a rant, and then we'd have to go tell her, calm down, calm down.
Calm down, Gary. I believe there is something else here. Michael Decon, did you ever do commercials or voice-over work? You have a very unique voice. Well, that's true. I do have a very unique voice, and I have done commercials for a couple of German clients. It's another story. We don't like to talk about that, though, but that's another sort of thing. It's a good time. I've done voiceover work, and I'm going to continue to do that sort of thing. I had had this job interview with a narration company. They were quite interested. I'm quite interested in them. Things are being sort of worked out as we speak right now, Mike. So congratulations to me.
Good for you, buddy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I hope that answers Mr. Austin Smith. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now, to be honest. I hope that sort of answers your question.
You have golden vocal cords, my friend.
Are you saying I'm like that homeless guy?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Do you remember that guy?
What guy?
He was like a homeless guy, and he had like the golden voice, they were saying.
When and where was that?
A long time ago.
Yeah, I'm not following it.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's silly, Mike. Don't worry.
I'm not.
It's bullshit. Don't even worry about that.
I'm not, buddy. I'm not.
Walks at Night says, Michael, have you heard from K-Dub at all? He seems to have been disappeared. What does that mean? As in someone murdered him. Like in a bathroom stall. This gentleman by the name of K-Dub, he's a listener, a long-time listener.
Oh.
For those that don't know, he's been around the block a few times. We do like him. We like him a lot. He's a bit of a foot tapper of bathroom stalls. If you catch my drift, we don't really know what happened to him.
I don't.
He might have been picked up somewhere, maybe like at a truck stop and murdered. We don't know. Those are just things that we are just sort of imagining, but we don't know if that for a fact. Maybe he died of COVID. We don't know. We really don't know. I'm just sort of throwing these things out there.
Well, let's hope for the best.
I hope he's not dead. We wish him well. We hope he survived COVID. I know he was out there in like Seattle or some shit. So regardless, we hope he's well. We love him. We hope everything's working out for him and his family. And we hope he has not been raped and killed somewhere. For sure. In my mind, I hope that didn't happen. You never know. People do things out there in Seattle. You get, the higher you get up, the crazier people get, Mike. That's what I realized.
Oh, yeah.
The higher you go up, the more insane people become. I don't know what it is.
I think it's a combination of you get like power, and you get people respecting you and bowing down to you, and you kind of just sometimes your head just floats a little bit too much, and you're not grounded anymore. I've seen it. I've been part of it. I know it happens.
You have experience in this field, Mike?
Absolutely. In fact, I even had some egotistical issues myself.
Really?
There was a time. Oh, sure. I mean, when I was doing my band,
And you were a Democrat.
And I was a politically correct liberal Democrat. That's absolutely right.
That's insane. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah,
Can you imagine this guy right here?
I wasn't chucking Molotov cocktails, breaking windows, and punching veterans in the head.
Yeah,
I wasn't doing that.
It was much different when you were sort of, going down that field, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I hear you.
If you for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, if I wanted to protest about. I mean, look, and I was a young punk rocker. I had my issues with the country, and the way I got my frustrations out was by being in a band. That was my way of protesting.
That was your outlet.
That was my outlet. But these people today, I mean, God, if you vote for a president or a politician that the left doesn't like, they'll kill you.
They'll want to kill you. That's true.
And then they talk about how easily they are to get along with and how accepting they are. And frankly, I think they're all full of crap at this point.
Oh, Mike. I understand. Dr. Strangelove says, Decon on all casting. Yes, I agree. It would be much better me playing every single voice and everything. Every single thing you hear, just my voice. I think it'd work out.
You could be your own co-host.
I'll be my own co-host, yes. I could probably do it if we record myself, multiple drops. I think I could do that.
Anything's possible.
I mean, I talk to myself all the time, so
you too, huh?
It'll work out. In my head, I do, yes.
Major conversations with myself.
All the time. I'm insane. I hold these long hour discussions with myself. It's kind of weird, but yes, that happens sometimes. Anthony says,
will do that to you.
Oh, yes. Anthony says, between the voice and the delivery, I have laughed audibly at a few setups since I started listening. A fun atmosphere here. I think I read that right from far away. Anthony, yes. Anthony, thank you for being a part of the program. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin, as well.
Riot says, hello, Mike. I'm currently close by Hazleton.
Yeah. I saw that too. Hazleton?
Hazleton. I don't know what it says. I can't read from here.
I think it's Hazleton.
Hazleton? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the right pronunciation?
You should email me. What was his name? What was his name?
Riot Stickers.
Riot Sticker. You should email me or contact me on Facebook.
He must play in a band.
He must. Most people do.
He plays the banjo. Good instrument. Very underrated.
The kazoo.
The kazoo. Austin Smith says,
the
Mr.
Oboe.
Mr. Austin Smith says, Mr. Decon, you can go on America's Got Talent with that voice. That's very nice of you. Thank you.
Yep,
I really appreciate that. Man. Well, I wouldn't go that far. That's
Can I say
a little bit stretching it there?
I can say this.
You could say a lot of things.
I would actually really dig it if I heard you sing some lounge song.
I've been compared a few of them singers in my time, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I could hear it. I could just picture
I could do it. I could probably sing if I was trying hard enough. Little weird secret. I owe a lot to a chorus back in high school, Mike, to be honest. It sort of taught me the proper way.
With all respect.
Here we go.
No. Listen.
Mike's gonna shit on me. Here we go.
And hang on. I don't want to mention any names, but I know who I'm talking about.
I think I do already.
There was a time.
Yes, I do. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so you were associated with someone who didn't have the vocal cords that you have, and I hate to say it, I have nothing against that person, but they didn't punch through like you do with your voice. And what I was trying to get at is, I sincerely believe some people either have it or they don't.
Ooh.
You have it.
Well, thanks, Mike, for putting me over so kindly and elegantly like that. It's very kind of you, especially on Christmas. It must be Christmas night, and wow, it is. My God. Whoa, wow, how did that happen? I can't believe it. Yes, Walks at Night says he's been around the block a whole lot of times. Yes, that's of course referring to K-Dub, our friend who frequents, those places that we don't speak of.
By the way, one more thing, Austin, you can also try contacting me either on Facebook or email, since you're apparently in Scranton.
Yeah, go ahead, contact Mike. He likes to also go to truck stops and meet friends. Just kidding. We're playing. He doesn't do that. We're only kidding. Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Scott Baker says Christmas is non-biblical and a pagan holiday. He might be right. This might be a pagan holiday, not exactly
Of
a
course it is.
Christian sort of thing at all. This is a stolen sort of holiday.
This was not the day that the Jesus of Nazareth was born. They say that he was allegedly born in December, but not the 25th. As a matter of fact, in a lot of pagan history, prior to Christianity, and I believe even Judaism, there are multiple religions in which they had an alleged Messiah born supposedly on this day. So this was a stolen holiday from the pagans. When the Romans changed,
they jacked it.
They jacked it.
They hijacked it.
When the Romans were going all Christian, 300 BC. I'm sorry, AD. They took a lot of the pagan holidays and adapted them into Christianity so that it was more acceptable for the Christians.
Very nice. I did not know all that, but yes, I appreciate the facts right there. And by the way, Austin Smith says, Mike, you have a great voice. I love the song Heaven's Raining Bullets. That's a great song too.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Soul Sister says, I want baby. Amazing. Austin Smith says, Mike, I'm not far either. I'm in Scranton. So yes, Austin Smith also wants to reach out to you, Mike. It'd be nice. Go hang out with Austin out there. Hopefully not, meeting at a bathroom stall, that sort of thing. That kind of deal. Friendship. But yes, who else is saying things here? Let's read the list. Oh yes, Dr. Strangelove says, Send Monday Light Drive Decon. I have no idea what that means, but I do like the sound of whatever that is. I do like that. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. So once again, new listeners out there that find this, we really appreciate you being here. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this tonight. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to pull this one off, but I pulled it off Larry Silverstein style, and here we are again on a night like this. Did you like that, Mike?
I did.
Oh, yes.
It came quick, but I got it.
Very good, very good. And, I don't recall doing a show on Christmas before, so this is kind of special. It's a very special edition of the Michael Decon program. I think that's my name. A Christian program for the entire family. It's true.
Absolutely.
Tell your friends.
I don't think we ever did a show. Well, I never did a show with you on Christmas, so there's that.
I don't remember doing a show on Christmas. This is kind of creepy.
Is it?
A little bit. It's pretty crazy to me. I'm enjoying it, though. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is pretty new for me. I've never done a show on Christmas. I'm fired up, feeling good, waiting to talk to all the lovely people out there. Hopefully you've been drinking or doing something else. I won't judge you. I'm a Christian. How can I ever judge you? I would never do that. I'm a Christian man. That's why I would never judge any of you out there. That's for sure. So once again, it's true. Tell your friends. We were actually going to do a celebrity death pool tonight, but I realized, wait a minute, it's Christmas. I can't do that tonight.
Not only that, you didn't even tell me we were going to do it tonight.
I know.
You
don't
son
worry.
of a bitch.
And I'm sorry. I broke the rules. I got a little excited, but don't worry, Mike. We will do that again the next time we come around. We have time to prepare. We'll come out with a list, and of course, we'll give out some prizes if you go ahead and do some screenshots, that sort of thing. Send in the list right there, right today. Do it really quickly, and we're gonna give away. Mike, get this. We're gonna give away $5,000.
Get the heck out of here.
$5,000, Mike. This is gonna be incredible. We have the prize money. We just want you to participate. It's gonna be fun. Those that knock it out of the park. The prize is yours. This is going to be great, Mike.
I'll bet.
I can't believe it.
Where you're getting that $5,000 from?
The $5,000 came from a bank robbery.
Oh, well, there you go.
I robbed a bank. Yes. So that's what happened, and that's what's going to go down. Once again, tell your friends. This is going to be a good one. But again, We couldn't do that tonight. It's Christmas. How dare you? God bless you. By the way, I do have a question for everyone out there in the chat room. And of course, those of you listening at home, not in the chat room. Some of you are not. Some of you are just listening with this on the background, playing while you're doing chores, whatever the hell you're doing. But please call in when and if you can. But yes, in the chat room now, I would like to know, are there empty tables in your household? Are there missing bodies that have been taken away by COVID-19? Are there any family members who did not attend the festivities tonight? I'm wondering who might have dropped from COVID, Mike, if there's anyone out there in the chat. Sad times.
Yes, indeed.
Did you like the way I said that, Mike?
I always like the way you say
that was scary, right? Scared me. I can't believe I came up with any of that.
I'm frightened that you're even talking into that microphone right now. I'm amazed, is what I should say.
Well, I'm not even human. Sometimes I'm not. No, not at all.
You're a fungus eater.
Something of that nature. Yes, Anthony, that is true. Truth and Doubt says, who needs a baby? ? Your search is over. So Truth and Doubt, he's going to impregnate one of the listeners out there. I think that's what's happening in the chat. That's very nice. Gang of Four says, shout out to El Centro, but that's not where I'm at right now. I'm in Catalina Island. That's where I'm at right now.
You are not.
I'm in Catalina Island. I'm there right now.
Wow.
I'm in Catalina Island.
What'd you do? Move all your equipment?
Yeah. Doing the show remotely. I'm in Catalina Island.
Well, howdy doody. That's amazing. Good. Cool.
I'm in Catalina Island. It's insane out here. You know, I'm surrounded by water, surrounded by sharks. I feel like I'm gonna die any minute now.
Sounds like you're at Alcatraz.
It's crazy. It really is. Oh, Mike, I needed to catch my breath there. I was gonna have a heart attack. I was gonna die right now.
It's amazing.
It really is amazing. Where is the man who made that drum, by the way? I've been looking for him everywhere, and he's nowhere to be found. Hopefully he didn't die of COVID, Mike.
Who, the guy who made this music?
Yeah, the dude who made that drop.
That's really cool.
It's cool that he made the drop, or cool that he might be dead?
Oh, come on now. You know what I mean.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
I don't know where your heart is tonight. I mean, I'm a good Christian guy.
It's in that box of shit that Jerry sent me.
Jerry only.
That's right. Only Jerry.
Jerry Springer.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That didn't happen.
That never happened?
No.
By the way, Green Thumb says, just curious, has Mike ever met or FaceTimed with Decon after all this time? I would have to say we've never met or fooled around.
You dropped out. What did you say?
Did I drop out? Can you hear me?
What did you say?
Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, you dropped out for a second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good now.
I'm good now.
I didn't hear what you said.
It must be the interwebs.
I think it was Skype. So
it was Skype.
What did you say?
Well, Green Thumb was saying, just curious, has Mike ever met or FaceTimed with Decon after all this time? And the answer is no, we've never met.
No.
We haven't met. We haven't caressed each other. We have not flirted.
No hands or French kiss.
On FaceTime. We haven't kissed each other, if that's what you're asking. No.
No heavy petting.
We don't do that. I'm a Christian.
We haven't even gotten to third base with each other.
Exactly. So, Green Thumb, I hope that answers your question there.
However, I have told Michael there is a point in time where I'm actually going to be going out to the West Coast. I'm not exactly sure when, but not long from now, I will be meeting with Michael when I hit the West Coast. I have a plan that I'm going to be going up the West Coast from as far south as where Michael's at in California.
You're going to come out here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
That's one of my kick the bucket things.
That'd be cool if you do come out here. We'll hang out. We'll have a good time.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Ultimately,
Whoa.
ultimately my plan is to go from the bottom of California I gotta visit a few people in LA, which may not even happen the way things are going right
It'll
now.
be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be like the Beatles.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna drive up to the Redwood Forest,
Oh,
which I want to see,
I
and
like
then
that.
visit a few people in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Then I'm going up to Washington State to visit another friend, and then we are going to Montana, into the
Montana.
Badlands of
Very
Montana,
nice.
for me to do some photography
Okay.
and some searching for dinosaur bones and a meteorite.
Oh, okay. Okay. And by the way, an answer to one of the questions I had, finally, someone in the chat responded. Gang of Four says, I was invited to Christmas dinner with 8 people. Have taken the death jab. That's what he said. I said, no thanks. I not looking to get the spiked protein from these shedders.
Shedders,
Right.
meaning
Well, he's implying that those with the vaccine are, they're spreading their,
oh really? You think that?
it could be.
I kind of disagree with that
I
comment.
feel like everyone is spreading their sickness everywhere.
I think
Vaccinated or unvaccinated, I still think you're spreading too much of yourself, and I want nothing from anyone. That's just the way I feel. I'm a COVID spreader myself. So, I kind of don't want anyone else to give me anything that they already got, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to. I mean,
Not
me
at all. I'm
personally,
just a weirdo. That's all.
I just don't think that it's being spread by people who are actually vaccinated. I just think it's being spread. Period. Whether you're vaccinated or not.
Mike is a super spreader. You're giving everyone that new strain, Omicron.
Spreader of my legs.
Yes, and Austin Smith has returned. He says, will Artie Lang be in your celebrity death pool? Well, of course, Artie Lang always belonging there. We never know what's going to happen to Artie Lang. He could probably die any minute, even though he's been recovering. He's doing his podcast again. From what I can gather here on YouTube, I've been seeing that he's been doing his show actually quite a bit. I believe he had on a number of people, by the way. I think he might be sober now. I'm not sure. But for how long?
Oh, fingers crossed.
Fingers
I
crossed.
hope he does well.
We hope he doesn't. What's that expression?
Die?
Well, yeah, die, or what was it? Get off the wagon, whatever the hell it's called.
Oh, fall off the
fall
wagon.
off the wagon. There we go. We hope he doesn't fall off the wagon and
fall off the freight train.
Do some heroin again.
Mm-mm.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. I feel terrible for saying that, by the way.
A little heroin with a crack downer. I mean, a crack chaser.
Isn't that sad, though? Poor Artie. Poor Artie Lang.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy. Poor guy, man.
Yeah, hopefully he's fine, though. Hopefully he doesn't
that
relapse.
Can do that much coke.
And you mean heroin?
Anyone who can do that much coke. Well, no, he was doing coke, which is why his nose is gone, right?
Well, I don't know about that. I think he was doing both coke and heroin.
Okay, be that as it may.
Either way, it's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
And from the pictures I saw of Artie Lang, poor guy lost his nose because he just burnt it out from all the coke he was.
Are you gonna make me pull up a photo of Artie Lang's nose here?
Oh no! No!
I might have to, Mike.
Oh, you're killing me.
Ooh, I might have to.
It's like a crime scene or an accident or something.
This is no Photoshop, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I feel terrible for showing you this. Believe me, I do, because I like Artie Lang, but, he looks much better now. I think he sort of fixed that nose. I do like the guy, so I feel bad even showing you this, but...
since he's a comedian, he should get like a clown nose and put it over like a big red ball.
Well, he would have been humiliated if he would have done that, but Mike, how dare you? But yes, can you see this photo? Are you in the chat room, by the way, Mike?
I am, but all I see is the record player.
Okay, well, you'll see the mug pretty soon.
All right. there's a little delay, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Couple of
there's a
seconds or
couple
so.
seconds, but yeah, you'll eventually see the photograph there of Mr. Artie Lang in a courtroom, I believe.
Yes,
And
I remember that.
that nose, my God.
It's not up yet, but I know the picture you're talking about.
Ooh, it's bad.
Oh my God! It basically just fell. It caved in.
This is what drugs can do to you, boys and girls.
Oh
This
my
is why we're
gosh.
showing you this is for educational purposes. It's not to pick on Artie Lang in any way. We do like him quite a bit here. But yes, that was one Artie Lang.
This is
Wow,
specifically
holy
from
shit.
the use, a lot of use of cocaine. And when
A
you
lot of
snort
drugs.
that much cocaine, it burns a hole through the membranes of your nasal cavity.
Actually, these are the effects of snorting the vaccine. This is what happened, boys and girls. This is Artie Lang after he snorted the vaccine. I believe it was the Johnson & Johnson, and he had a bad reaction. I think that's what happened.
I think he got one of those COVID tests and it
Yeah.
stuck the thing too far up his nose.
Oh, yeah. That's right. He got an infection. It was a COVID test. You know, they jabbed him with that long Q-tip up his nose, and it punctured his brain, and that's what happened.
Poor Artie.
And now he's dead.
Are you serious when you say you think he got his nose fixed?
I think he's dead, actually. After that COVID test, I think it killed him. It might be a clone that we're hearing. It's not actually Artie Lang. It's AI.
It's an I?
It's an ah, yes.
I.
Correct. That sound. Yes, I'm not quite sure why we're talking about Artie Lang, but yes, that's... Ooh, Artie Lang. Poor guy. I think that deserves one more photo, by the way. Since we're on the subject, once again, don't do drugs, boys and girls. This is what can happen to you.
Yes.
Holy God.
Yes.
My God, boys and girls.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, the next one is even worse.
Uh-oh.
Because you get a side profile.
Oh, it's like it doesn't even exist, the nose. It just
Dude, it's terrible, right?
Ugh. Poor guy.
Poor Artie Lang. Austin Smith says, I can't even look at Artie Lang anymore. His nose is like a just say no to drugs commercial. That's true. Very true, Austin.
Goodness gracious. Wow.
El Chicano says, what a mess. I agree. What a mess indeed. What a mess. Can you even imagine having that sort of nose?
No, sir.
No nose.
Sir.
Nose, sir. I don't. Poor Artie.
Yeah.
You know, so many years watching this guy on the E channel with Howard. Remember that?
I kind of, you know.
Was it on the E channel? I don't even know. I'm like lost here.
I think it was on the I channel.
On the I channel. On the ABC. It was on Disney.
I think you're right.
I have no idea.
It was the E channel, entertainment channel.
At this point, I have no clue.
Yeah, I think it was the E channel, entertainment.
I'm hearing fireworks in the distance, by the way. I hope no one can hear that. They are shooting in the air for some reason. I believe there might be some sort of hostile takeover going on.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of explosions going on, folks.
I hear shots.
It's like a war zone.
And rifle shots out here all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, and it's not gang members. It's just like people shooting on their property.
I see. Artie looks like a cartoon that smashed into a window. He kind of does. It's like he ran into someone's fist.
Artie Coyote.
Artie Coyote. El Chicano says, if I didn't know, I thought he was a boxer. That's a good one.
Yeah,
he's been fighting for a couple years. That's what Artie's been doing since he left the Stern show, and that's why his nose looks like that. You know, he was fighting, and he was a barroom brawler for a couple years.
Do you know if he got fired because of the drug use?
I'm pretty sure it was because of the drug use, because he couldn't handle his drugs. That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
The guy had such a great job, by the way.
Yeah.
It was a perfect job, and he just
funny as hell too.
Very funny, very good at one time, and yeah, it's what happens, I guess.
You know who's really good on the Stern show too? Who was the other guy? The engineer.
Scott, the engineer.
Scott.
Who?
The guy who used to make he used to dress like a Nazi when they did certain skits, and I can't remember who he was. Maybe it was Scott.
No, you're thinking of somebody else. I don't think.
No, it's definitely the Stern Show, and I want to say the guy's name started with an N as in Nancy, but I can't remember what his name was. I really don't. But he was funny as hell too.
Sal Richard. I don't know. Who was it?
No, and it wasn't Jackie the Joke Man either.
Oh yes. Yeah, you're thinking of early stuff then. Who the hell
No, because
was
this
it?
guy was around when Jackie the Joke Man was on the show.
That's pretty early though. That's like early
Yeah.
90s when Jackie was on the show. Yeah.
Right. Well, no, not necessarily, because he was on until what I believe was the mid to late 90s.
My timelines are a little weird, but don't worry. I might be wrong. I might be right. Who knows? At this point, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't. Either way, it was a good times. It was, a good show while it lasted. Now it's, sort of dwindled down. Was it Fred? Fred Norris.
Fred, that's who it was.
Fred is actually not the sound engineer, though.
Who was he?
Fred is just the,
producer?
He's kind of just like the dude running the board.
That's what I meant to say, an engineer, right?
Well, kind of. I think the other dude is more of the engineer. This is Fred's more of a guy just, playing sound drops, really.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. I thought he did some great, acting and skits with the crew.
No, he does.
Fun. Is he still on?
He certainly does. Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah.
Fred's still around. Fred Norris, I believe.
Fred Norris, I believe that you're right.
Oh yeah.
Funny guy.
Very funny guy. I do like Fred. We do like them. We like most of the staff over there, the Howard Stern Show, even though they might have prevented Nicole Bass from being on the show many moons ago. We don't know. But we leave that in the air. We don't really know. We don't know what happened there. Gang of Four says, I know Artie used to be very generous, and that's true. Very, very, very true. Artie always used to give lots of money out to all the people there for some reason. He was a very nice guy.
Generous.
Very. Yes. Very, very true. Austin, he did have a very decent career. And that show did quite the work for him for his comedy life there. Yes, making $100,000 a show. I don't know if that's true or not, but we did hear that figure being thrown around a whole lot. And yes, Austin Smith says, Mike, you were thinking of Fred Norris.
That's right.
That's right.
Do you see what the Gang of Four posted?
Scott the Engineer. Yes, that's Scott the Engineer, yes.
No, it says, Howard the Big Beak Jew.
Whoa, I didn't see that.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
The Pelican.
That's messed up.
That's very, very mean, Gang of Four. Very rude. Melissa says, imagine dropping acid around that. I know, that would have been really nuts. Being on a show like that, on acid, that would be insane. James Smith says, Artie quit Stern, he wasn't fired. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Green Thumb says, maybe Benji. And yes, Benji, very funny guy. I do remember when he was messing with Andrew Dice Clay. Now, that was good. Yeah. We do like that. Benji was very funny. Still is very funny. But
whatever happened to Stuttering John? Did he stay on the show as well?
No, John is gone. John Melendez.
Yes.
Stuttering John is gone.
If I remember correctly, Stern actually helped him get a little better hold on his stuttering. When John first started, he couldn't stop stuttering. And it was Howard who really helped him get John's confidence up, that he could speak more without having too much of a stutter in his sentences.
Well, a few months ago, he was sort of, I believe he lost a lawsuit against SiriusXM recently.
Who lost it?
John Melendez.
He did. And what was that for? Do you know?
I'm not quite sure. I remember why exactly. I just sort of remember I read a headline that said he was sort of, I guess it's because there was allegedly, the lawyer was saying something like 15 years worth of material, like 13,000 hours of him being on the Stern Show, and him, it's being illegally streamed without his permission, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I guess he's
Are they?
claiming intellectual property over that, and he's not giving them permission, so he tried to sue SiriusXM, but it did not work in his favor. According to, yeah, I'm looking at another, now I pulled it up. Yes. Melendez left Stern's show just before Stern moved to Sirius before nationally. Yes, I do recall that. I remember now. The timelines are making sense, but yes, he lost the lawsuit, and I'm not surprised. Yeah, I don't think you could really sue them. After you sign that contract, I mean, they kind of already own you. As soon as you sign that dotted line, you're not going to really win anything in a lawsuit. They already got you by your own signature.
Right.
So, it's kind of dumb. What an idiot.
Yep.
What a waste of time.
Contracts, got to read them well.
Yeah. Austin goes back and says, Artie Lang attempted suicide during his Howard run, went to rehab and never came back to Howard, and I don't think Howard wanted him back by that point.
Wow.
I agree. It's a really, things really changed once Artie Lang left, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's show business, my friend.
That's how it goes. And of course, someone saying Melissa is a Freemason. We don't know if that's true or not. Can't confirm or deny that yet. And James says Stuttering John has a YouTube channel, and yes, I had the misfortune of actually listening to one of his shows. It was really bad. It's not good, Mike. I'm telling you now, it's not good.
Wow.
Actually, I want you to go listen to it. Never mind. Yeah, you should go and listen to it whenever you can, by the way. Yeah, it's Stuttering John. Look him up. Take a whiff of that. Austin Smith says, Stuttering, yes. Stuttering John left Howard to go. Yes, we know that. Stuttering John is on the West Coast, work for Jay Leno. Didn't tell Stern he was leaving. Yeah, now does the podcast. Right. Okay, everyone seems to know everything. Everyone's caught up. That's good.
Yeah. Might as well just end the show, man.
Well, we're going to end the show. It's over. No, it's true, though. I'm glad everyone is on the right path here. I'm very glad. But yes, the question still remains, though, Mike.
Yes.
The question is freedom of speech, Mike.
Yes.
Is it still left in America?
Ooh, that's
really?
a real subject, my friend.
Is it really, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back around to that. But yes, Gang of Four says Artie's podcast is okay. I don't know.
Okay.
It's all right. It's not too bad.
Oh, all right.
Riot Stickers has returned. He says, question for Mike. What are some super mainstream bands you are a fan of?
Oh, brother, you want to hear something funny?
Oh God.
There was a
Don't
band...
say Green Day.
No.
Thank God.
There was this Australian jazz band, which you and I just talked about, I believe, on the last show we did. You played an instrumental version
Ooh.
of a song by a band called Swing Out Sister.
Yes, you're the only person that got that reference, by the way.
You know why? In 1980, I believe it was 87, that band put out their big hit, which was called Breakout, from their first, well, I don't know if it was their first album. And I used to work in a store. I was only in my early 20s at the time. As a matter of fact, I think I was only 20. And CDs were just coming out big time in the late 80s. So I had seen that song on MTV, and there was another song on the same album that I heard, and I really dug it. So I bought the CD, and I got to be honest, to this day, Swing Out Sister is still a band that I listen to. They are an
That's
Australian,
hilarious.
They're an Australian jazz kind of jazz band. And I actually saw them play. They did 2 shows in America, one in New York and one in San Francisco. And you can imagine the clientele, the fan base that they attracted were these very, I want to use the word like very yuppie-ish, kind of hipster kind of people. That the show was in New York City at Webster Hall, a famous club in New York City,
You were there.
and I was there.
Wow.
And I'm dressed like all in black. I got this long black leather coat on, nail polish, and eyeliner with my hat, long hair. And like, I mean, I walk up to, I had VIP passes, so I walked up to her and I was like, "Hi, I just wanted to say I'm a really big fan." And she looked at me like, "You don't look like a fan."
She's like, "Are you lost?"
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's one of the mainstream bands. Are there any others? I used to like Sting. This was like 20 decades ago.
I still don't think anyone knows what band that is, by the way.
Yeah,
No one
right?
in the chat even knows what band that is, I'm pretty sure.
Who, Swing Out Sister?
Yeah, they don't know.
And that's fine. I kind of hide that in
Hell,
my
I barely knew what that was.
I had to bring it out to you. How did you get that instrumental? Like, did somebody
I
make
had to
it
look
for you?
around online for that. You know, I wanted to play that song, but, you know, I didn't want to get hit with a sort of flag here. But yeah, Swing Out Sister, yes.
Yep.
I thought it was pretty funny.
The song that you had, the instrumental version you had, was Breakout.
Right,
And
right.
I immediately recognized it. I'm like, oh shit, I got to tell Michael I know
That was a
who
long
does
time ago,
that.
right? You're like, wow, I haven't heard that forever.
Yeah. I still have their records.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good jam. You know, you can't deny that bass line.
They are a good band. It's a three-piece band, two guys and a woman, and I think they have a bunch of backup musicians, but I don't think they've ever come to America except for once. I could be wrong on that, but
Don't quote
yeah,
you.
don't quote me.
Don't quote you on that one. And by the way, Austin
When I saw
Smith.
them,
Oh, go ahead. Go
when
ahead.
I saw them, it was, I believe, 1997 or 6. I can't remember exact date, but around that time. So we're talking many moons ago.
Many moons ago. Where the hell was this, you said? Sorry.
Again, Webster Hall
Webster
in New
Hall.
York City.
Oh, in New York. Okay. I
Big
thought
old
that's what you
club.
said. Okay. Just confirming my lying ears.
As
Like
a
that,
matter
my
of
lying ears. And
can't.
Austin Smith, by the way, says my celebrity death pool picks so far: Artie Lang, Bob Barker, Keith Richards, Joe Biden. Pretty good picks there.
Yeah.
I would
Let's
say
Go
it's pretty
Brandon is
good.
at the top of my list.
You really don't like that Joey Biden character, do you?
I have such despicable wishes for this man.
Joseph Biden, you don't like that man?
Nope. A liar.
I'm shocked you don't like him.
Liar.
He's
hypocrite,
such a
and
sweet man.
deceiver.
He's such a sweet old little man, and you hate him.
Yeah, I know. Well, old or not, he's a liar and he's a bully and he thinks he's a tough guy at what, 80 some years old. And did you hear that recently he just said on an interview that in 2024 he wants to run again.
Does he really?
The guy's he'll be like in his 90s by the time he get out of office.
Is he going to be alive?
I hope not.
I mean, you know, he's kind of old already.
And you know, I can say that about him because everybody else who talked about how much they wanted Trump to die and they wanted to blow up the White House, and all of them, you know what? If they can say it, I can say it.
How dare you, Mike?
That's right.
Melissa says Bob Barker isn't alive.
He's an AI.
Isn't he dead? Is that a clone? Green Thumb
Price
says
is Right.
Breakout is a great song by Swing Out Sister. Yes, that's
Even
true.
better is a song called Twilight.
Twilight.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that one out. Gang of Four says Joe won't be around in 2024. Are we getting a prediction here? Mr. Joseph Biden, will he be biting the dust soon enough? Who knows?
Let me tell you something, Michael.
We'll find out.
Let me tell you something. I recently had a discussion with a few people politically, and what we've been discussing is this: that the pendulum is swinging back, and there's going to be a change. People are starting to realize how effed up this incredible spending of money, which has now caused inflation and the firing of everybody on the Keystone Pipeline, we have to go back to buying gas again. People are realizing how incredibly incompetent this man is. And the only reason he got into office was because everybody was so determined to get Trump out. They would have voted for a ham sandwich. And this is what they got. This idiot.
Wow, Mike, I'm so scared. I'm
You
very
should
scared. I am. I'm terrified.
Just amazing what he's doing. It's amazing.
That Joseph Biden, very popular though.
They're finding out things more and more, and yet the government is doing nothing. They bitched and moaned about Russia collusion with Trump, and yet we have the evidence and the proof that it was Hillary Clinton who did the conspiracy with Russia. But nobody's investigating them. No siree. And the thing with the voting, like we have stuff on video of them manipulating situations of the vote, and yet nobody's investigating that.
Amazing. Mike, something life, D for life, I have no idea. Is that Mike D for, yeah, I don't know what that is. Me and my kids got the COVID from my double vax and boosted mother-in-law fact.
Wow.
So I guess that didn't really turn out the way you were expecting it to turn out, it sounds like.
Where do you live, Mike D4?
Life, whatever your name is. Melissa says, I don't vote and I bitch because I can. Freedom from tyranny.
Good for you.
Dr. Strangelove says, I'm sure Mike knows about the studio where Trump bent over. I don't know what that... Wow, Dr. Strangelove. What does that mean? What was Trump doing bending over?
In a studio.
In a studio. Bob Barker loves the young ladies.
That's right.
Was Bob Barker going out with young girls, Mike? Is that what he's saying?
Well, I don't know. Guy's got to be like pushing 90 something.
Isn't he dead? His ghost is going out with young women. Okay. That I think that's what he's saying. El Chicano says, what's up with Brandon's ears? See that video? That's what I was referring to. Brandon might be a clone. That's kind of what the freight train was referring to. It might be right. Dr. Strangelove says, I'm 100% sure Mike knows. And Mike is not investigating that. I guess you're not investigating hard enough, Mike.
Well, does he mean me or you?
I have no idea. Hector says you should retitle this show Gaslighting Mike Hideous. I guess he's very upset with the way the show is sort of playing out for him. I guess he doesn't like it. Hector, very angry.
It's part of the beauty of this show. Michael and I talk, and Michael gets me fired up, and I speak my mind.
Austin Smith says, I wonder how Mike feels about Governor Wolf in Pennsylvania.
He's a jackass.
He's a jackass, Mike. You don't like that guy?
Yeah.
Would you fight him?
I don't have to.
You'd fight him to the death?
I don't have to. All I gotta do is just put a curse on him and he'll go away.
Maybe put something under his car?
Or under his pillow.
Well, maybe like that. Mike. We're kidding. We're just playing. That probably, never happened. He doesn't work for Mossad. It's okay, folks.
All good.
Mike,
it's just an entertainment show.
Government there. It's safe. Don't worry. Mike, D for life. I think that's the name. I'm not quite sure. I'm going crazy here. Anyone see Joe Biden say, let's go Brandon on TV today while being trolled by a parent whose kid was calling Biden about Santa? LOL, LOL, funniest shit ever. I didn't see that, but that sounds quite interesting. That's
got to show up somewhere.
That sounds quite fun. I did see there was some sort of like White House memo, by the way, Mike, stating that those unvaccinated will be faced with death. I'm paraphrasing. I thought I'd have the actual thing here by now, but I don't. We're going to fire the producer of this program.
I heard something like that.
I heard something like that as well. I saw something like that, but I wasn't Wasn't quite sure if it was real or not. Not that I'm denying that sort of thing. I just thought, holy shit, I don't remember the White House ever putting out a memo stating that you're gonna die.
Yep.
If you don't get vaccinated.
I heard the speech.
Ooh,
Joe saying
scary.
it. He's such an idiot. He
Scary.
really is.
That
You know,
is
if you
scary.
really think about it, when this guy was a candidate for the presidency, and he was stating how he wanted to bring the Democrats and the Republicans together and the country together, because let's face it, we've never been more divided since the Civil War. The fact is, he talked about how he was going to bring us together, and yet at the same time, he talks like this tough guy, and he puts people down and he calls them names, like, and then they bitch about Trump. I'm like, what a bunch of hypocrites, honestly. He's mean. He's a mean idiot.
Poor Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Poor Joseph. Again, Mike, the question still remains. But for how long will we have this sort of freedom of speech where we're able to do these sort of things and talk about these sort of things? A lot of people clamping down on these sort of discussions, Mike.
You're right. And
Isn't that scary?
If I may, this is what I was saying to you before about the pendulum swinging back. People are beginning to realize that this administration is a joke.
Ooh, a joke.
It's an absolutely. Look, where's Kamala Harris? Have you heard from her at all? She's the one who's supposed to be on the border control. She's done nothing.
Kamala Harris, and I believe we are joined by our first caller here, by the way. Mike, let's bring them in. Hopefully they can hear us. I'm pretty sure they can. Caller, welcome to the program. How are you?
Hello, this is Kaiser, brother.
Kaiser, how are you, my friend? Merry Christmas to you and
Merry Christmas to you.
the family, the kids. I appreciate that. I'm so glad. I hope you got to spend time with the kids and all that jazz, the wife, the dogs.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Nice.
That's what we do.
I love that.
This is
Very
the
good.
normalcy of America.
Oh, my.
You can't let these wokers try to destroy everything.
That's true.
So,
The sad thing is that they're getting real close to it.
well, they can get as close to it as we allow them to. And the American people, in the end, do have a bully pulpit and can stop it. But the problem is we've allowed, when everybody talks about, and I love the show, by the way, tonight, because you guys are bringing up really good subjects. If we allow them, and I mean that in a real way, Americans allow them to do this. If we allow them to edit speech is the pressure valve. And Michael knows this. Maybe you don't, sir. Speech is the pressure valve that relieves all the bullshit that can go to violence. They want violence. They proved this last year.
That's right.
And we need to understand more speech, not less. And don't worry about, I've seen this technique before in Berlin, when I was in Berlin Station, when there was an East and West Germany. And what you call deplatforming now is disintegration. That's an East German thing. And it's mixed with a Maoist flavor. And some people say, no, it's not Maoist because they accept homosexuals, whatever, right? I've heard this argument.
Oh, how dare
And
you.
I tell them, you're a moron if you think that, because of one reason. What do communists always do? They kill the people that help them get to power. And these are facts. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that, and I'll mute myself.
Well, Kaiser, I could simply
tell
just
me where I'm
say,
wrong.
my friend, I could simply just say no good deed goes unpunished, and that's a good example right there.
Well, I get it, but I'm just saying, you know where I'm coming from on this.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm an honest.
Yes, sir.
Please don't call me sir.
I call everyone sir. It's a habit. I do that all the time.
Yeah,
Wait, ma'am?
I know, but
Ma'am?
I call guys ma'am sometimes.
That's fine too.
Depends
brother.
how drunk I am. But that's a whole other story. Go ahead.
You and I have known each other for so many
moons.
I think it has been many moons.
It really has been, yes. It's been a long time.
Honest.
Yes, sir.
Honesty is all I care about with everybody. And we need to start getting honest in conversation. All the words that everybody doesn't want anybody to say, you know, nigger, stick, cunt, whatever. Whoa. It doesn't matter.
Out of left field there.
Hey, now.
Hey.
It doesn't matter because I'm half Italian. I've been called a spaghetti N-word. I've
spaghetti
been called
N-word.
a cunt. Yeah.
Who called you a cunt?
Dude. I worked with the British and the South Africans. That's like saying you're an ass as a cunt. So,
or a wop.
Or a WAP or a Dago.
That's what we're doing here. We're doing wide open phones, WAP. By the way, anyone can get involved. That number is 424-666-2425. Don't be shy. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to say that.
And WAP, the funniest thing about that is it was just without papers.
Right.
You know, they didn't have papers come from Italy.
Yeah, the problem, though, going back to what you were saying earlier, though, but yes, that's what they want you to do, by the way. They want you to self-censor yourself. This is why I like to say, you know, push the free speech, say things that are uncomfortable, shake it up. Don't be afraid. This is not IHOP. This isn't Denny's. This isn't Walmart. You can say whatever's on your mind, you know, it's okay. None of this small talk bullshit anymore. Let's get over that sort of thing. Let's not be so PC anymore. Let's bring it back around. Let's have some fun. You know, let's have a good time. You know, the government, Big Brother, they want you to self-censor yourself. They want you to feel bad. But you shouldn't feel bad about anything.
It's all fear-mongering.
That's right. You shouldn't fear anyone.
I fear no one, but you already know that.
I know that for a fact, yes.
I've been in the war zones. I've done my thing. People can disagree with me, and I'm fine with that. Disagreement is purposeful, and it should be. And it should be also metered out with an honest conversation. And that's what I fear we've lost in the United States of America.
Oh, yes.
And I really don't.
I agree.
I'll give you a good joke. Do you know how the term Dago came about?
Dago?
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
You're going to ask me that, Mike?
It's super easy. I'm half Sicilian. So I'll tell you how it happened. A couple of Sicilians were out there picking grapes to make some wine, right? We all love wine, right? And here is the funniest part about it. As the sun was setting, one of the Italians or Sicilians looked up and goes, "Look, Dago." So that's how Dago came about.
That was a good one.
Dago.
Very nice.
Very nice. Anything else you want to add, brother, before we cut you loose here?
We have to reassert the Opie and Anthony program, where we don't give a shit about anything. about speech. Just like George Carlin, we have to go back to the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. I dated a black girl all through high school. And guess what?
Racist.
You'll call me that, and so will everybody else. But it doesn't. Look, another Italian term, "mi frego." If I say it like that, that means I don't care. But if I say "mi frego," that means I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
You, if I do know you, I'll justify myself to you. I'll justify myself with Michael. But we have to get back into terminology that actually explicitly and implicitly talk truth.
Caller, your words are offending me right now. I might even have to press charges on you and sue you.
That's fine.
I'm gonna
but
cry.
I love you. You know that.
I do.
Anyways,
Yes, sir.
I'll mute myself and I'll just listen to the rest of the
I
show.
appreciate
you guys
you.
are being epic.
Thank
tonight.
you. Thank you for calling in. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
He's right, though.
Yeah.
He's right.
Take care, Kaiser. Merry Christmas, by the way.
The problem is these politicians, they are so good at lying. And I'm talking left and right. They are so good at lying. That's why they're politicians.
I don't even have a filter. I just say things that will horrify you on purpose just to, take you places, dark corners in your mind, make you, question your whole life. That sort of thing. That's what we like here. And of course, Gang of Four says you have to research how different Joe looks from one appearance to the next. There is more than one Puppet Joe. So Gang of Four confirmed for him, Joe Biden, a clone. In the court of opinion, Mike. In the court of opinion, that's a clone. According to Gang of Four, we like that though. He might be a clone. Joe Biden, not really the president. Melissa says, bet that Artie Party would like a body double or four. Yes, I think you're right. I think you're referring to Artie Lang there. Austin Smith says, girls on dating sites are now putting up in their profile that if you, or let me quote that again, in their profile that, and I quote, if you're a Trump supporter, don't bother, end quote. Ooh. Okay, I'm not quite sure what you're doing on dating site apps, but we love you anyways, Austin Smith. And people are putting you over, Mike. They're saying they are liking what you're saying. Austin Smith says you're right. Yes, everyone seems to be agreeing with what we're saying about one Joseph Biden. And yes, why wouldn't you not agree with us about that ghoul, Joseph Biden? The baby sniffer. Gang of Four says, Michael, you are the best man. Does that mean I'm like the best man at a wedding, or what does that mean, the best man? Like I'm the man, like, that sort of thing?
You are a man.
You are a man. You are the best man. Again, I feel like I'm going to a wedding or something. Something like that. But yes, Mike, that question still remains. But for how long? We aren't in control of anything, to be honest. I realize that we are not in control of anything, and that's something that's kind of always bothered me in my life, where I always felt I wasn't in control of a lot of things, but I realized, holy shit, we certainly are not in control of anything in the grand scheme. We can only control a very limited amount of things. This is why I live my life to the absolute best, Mike. I try to enjoy every waking minute of it. This ride won't last forever. It's true. Amen, right? Praise Amen. Jesus Christ.
Praise the Lord.
That's right. By the way, just a reminder to those that are new here on YouTube, sometimes you guys forget that the show is like on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, all that jazz. We're all over the place. But don't forget, and of course, if you want exclusive content, go to patreon.com/Michael Decon. And yes, sign up. Let's keep the party going, even after hours. And again, Mike, enough of that cheap plug there. What's going on, chat room? What's going on, Mike? How's Christmas going for you? Are you enjoying your time here, Mike? Have you been enjoying your lovely evening with me here?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm taking you on a little date here.
Hey, you talking to me?
I'm talking to you. How's our date going for you?
It's super, as always, super swell.
Very nice.
And yes, I'm having a good time.
Very good.
Probably the best time I've had all day.
Good. I'm glad Christmas is going swell for you. We're here hanging out, relaxing. It's Christmas time. Congratulations to everyone out there. We survived another year so far. Hopefully no one dies when the new year rolls through. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully.
Let's hope.
Gang of Four says never been on a dating site. Poof, I think that's what that noise is there. I'm guessing that's what it means. I love shopping at the supermarket for everything. Ooh. So that's what he's up to at the supermarket. He's picking up women. That's what's going on with our friend Gang of Four.
Yikes.
My God. Gang of Four.
Ganga.
He's out there prowling the supermarket. My God. Is that what men do nowadays? They pick up women at the supermarket.
I suppose maybe when you get to be my age, that's you go shopping in the.
You just bump into them like on purpose.
Go to the produce section and fondle somebody's melons.
Well, you could do that, or just bump into their card and be like, "Oh, ha ha ha! I'm sorry. Hi. What's your name?" I guess that's how it works, right? Is that how some guys do that?
Yeah, possibly.
Oof. I can't even imagine doing something like that.
I never have. I gotta be honest. I never have.
Ooh, that's bad. That is really bad. And Truth and Doubt fired back. Cucumber section. When referring to Gang of Four, that's pretty good. That is really good. That was pretty good. Very good. Very nice. We appreciate that. Very, very good there. And of course, don't forget, you too can get involved. That number is 424-666-2425. Don't be shy, as I like to say. We always want to hear from you. Your opinions matter. As, you are part of the program, by the way. This wouldn't even exist without you. So, if you don't call in, that will only motivate me to wreck the car next to me on the freeway after the show's over. It's true. I might lose my mind. By the way, Mike, I'm feeling pretty pumped up here tonight.
No kidding.
I'm feeling kind of aggressive here.
No kidding.
I sort of feel like I did when I went to that punk rock show not too long ago, and there was moshing, there was people being pushed. I was pushing people around.
When was this?
This was a while ago. That was
this year or like years ago?
No, it was this year. Punk rock thing. Yes, I was, wearing my leather jacket. I was acting like an animal, that sort of thing. I was pushing people around.
Animal.
I was going crazy. I was pushing people around, and I was basically going crazy. All the energy had me going nuts, and I was pushing people, and the pushing, it just didn't stop there, by the way. It just didn't stop on the floor. It extended out on the sidewalk, where I even pushed a few innocent people. They had nothing, and I mean nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the show that was going on. It was just a few feet away from them, and there I was pushing people out of my way on the sidewalk.
Well, now.
I'm insane. And yes, I was like a crazy lunatic, by the way, looking like a demon out of hell. Looking like a bat out of hell. I was very aggressive, very crazy, looking like a bat out of Wuhan. I was looking like a bat out of Wuhan. And I pushed this one gentleman, by the way, at the very end of my walk there. I pushed him so goddamn hard, by the way. And the look of terror and shock was enough for me to sort of snap out of it. Yeah, he was scared of me. That's when I stopped myself, Mike, and I apologized to him. I basically snapped out of whatever hypnotic trance I was in. I was like possessed for a while. I said to myself, this isn't the way civilized people act. I'm misbehaving here. Sometimes you get a little crazy and want to hurt people. Well, not always, but it happens more often than we'd like. It's part of life. It's part of life. Yeah, you know how it goes. Yes, Dr. Strangelove, Mr. Decon is aggressive, still dressed in black, and you know what? I am wearing all black as we speak. That's true. I am in all black.
You and me both, man.
You're wearing all black too.
I am wearing everything black, head to toe.
Ah, I see. Gang of Four.
Even my hat, my cap is black.
Even your cap is black. And Gang of Four says, better than going to clubs. I gotta leave the married women alone, though. Sad face. So Gang of Four, he's out there looking for all kinds of things. Gang of Four getting down out there. He's a rowdy man. But yes, we are both dressed in black. We are both dressed like we're going to go to a funeral. That's how we look. We look like Johnny Cash, basically. Well, at least I do. I'm kind of wearing, got that going on. Even have the leather jacket on right now.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm looking crazy. Yes. By the way, Mike, on my way home today from running errands for the family, I had the glorious pleasure of listening to the radio.
Wonderful.
You can only imagine the things I was saying, the awful and horrible things I was saying. If only people were listening to that.
Yeah. Well,
I'm quite sure you do the same thing, though, Mike, when you're listening to the radio, when you're listening to Mike Huckabee and Savage.
Well, I don't get Savage out here anymore.
I know.
I've had it up to here with Hannity. I can't stand it. There's another guy that's on before him that I can't stand listening to either, but he's just on the airwaves. A guy by the name of Dennis Prager. Again, these guys are good when they talk their politics, but once they start mixing religion in and all the commercials, I just get sick of it, and I'm done.
You tap out at that point.
Yeah, I want to talk about politics, not religion.
I hear you. Sword.9 says, in the 80s, punk rock was the revolution.
Indeed.
That's what he says. And Mike D for Life says, I live in Asheville, North Carolina. Mike Hideous, my mother-in-law works at our local Walmart and got the vax, thinking she'd be safe. Unfortunately, she brought it home to the rest of the family. I'm sorry to hear that, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm very, very sorry to hear that. I hope everything works out for you. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Hopefully everything is safe. El Chicano says, wow, sounded like you were talking about Travis Scott concert. And no, I was not there, but they had their own sort of thing going on from what I read. Yes, it's okay. Yes, you are a little bit behind the chat. Don't worry. We are kind of also behind in the chat room. We're kind of bouncing around here, but that's what we do. And yes, Merry Christmas to all of you out there listening. It's been a good night so far. And we're not done yet. We're still going. And yeah, Mike, I was joking around about you being a part of the Savage Nation, as he calls his listeners.
Yeah.
But actually, I wasn't listening to music. Not anything related to talk. I mean, I was. Oh wait, by the way, Mike, I was gonna say something to you here and explain myself better, but I see that we have another caller here. Let's take this call before they get very upset. Caller, what's going on? How are you? Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, happy Saturday, gents.
Who is this?
Mike, this is Frank Bacon.
Oh, what's up, Frank? How are you?
Hello, Frank.
Hey, how are the birds, man? I heard one of them took a stumble.
Yeah, thank you. He's doing pretty good. He's all right. Thanks for asking.
I actually snuck into Mike's house and shook the bird cage really hard.
Oh, man.
That's actually what happened.
You know, it's a tumble for a large bird like that, man. Those are delicate creatures. They're wonderful, though. Wonderful.
You don't even want to know what I did to Mike's last bird.
I don't even talk ill about my cockatoo.
I ate the bird.
Yeah.
I love that bird more than anything, and I'm so sad he's gone.
I was like Ozzy Osbourne. I'm kidding, Mike. I love you.
I know you.
Go ahead, Frank.
I had a cockatiel in the early 90s named, the late 80s named Max.
Oh, that's weird. I have a cockatiel now named Samuel.
Oh, very good.
Samuel Jackson, is that what you named the bird?
Yeah, and I just adopted him about 2 months ago. I think it was in late October or November. I adopted a cockatiel.
How in good conscience can you keep them in that weather?
Oh, they're not outside. They're inside.
Well, of course. But I mean, like, even now, where they're raising gas prices every day, I love the idea that, like, one of the things I'd love to do for you is, how would I turn you against Prager? Because I can't stand that guy either. I want to be the anti-Prager university.
Well, the thing is, like I was saying before, when he talks politics, for the most part, I agree with what he says, about, 85, 90% of what he says. But then he always has to add in, like, the reason the left is so bad is because they're not religious and they don't believe in God. And, then he goes into the family thing and anti-abortion. And I'm like, this is why I'm not a conservative.
Mike, you're telling me that the Democrats are not breaking up the family? Are you telling me that?
Whatever it may be.
I'm joking.
Whatever their beliefs
Obviously, I'm joking.
Whatever their beliefs may be, I don't know, I don't care. But when a guy like Prager starts talking,
Dennis Prager,
he talks about, again, like I said, politics, and I can appreciate that. But once these guys start mixing in religious aspects of things, that's like saying, all right, well, the Taliban, I should actually say that the Muslim population in the Middle East, their brand of government is, their constitution is the Quran, and their White House is the mosque. So they mix their religion with politics. That's why I don't like hearing about anybody talk about, it's particularly the right wing, where they talk about
anytime you hear that, right, it gets a little weird.
It does, and like I
don't think Prager's
politics,
a very good representative of the right wing.
Hold on one second here, Frank. Hold on one second here. We're gonna take this call really quickly here. Don't worry, don't hang up. Caller, welcome to the program. How are you? I'm talking to you.
Hello.
Why do you sound low now?
What do you mean? What do I sound low?
You sound like you're calling in from another room.
Like a shoebox.
Yeah.
Hey, I am in another room. I called you from my landline.
It sounds like you're away from your phone in another room. Like you left the phone on the floor and you're like in the bathroom or something. Like shouting.
That didn't happen today.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I can't hear you very well at all.
I'm sorry. I really am so technologically challenged.
No worries. We appreciate the call. We hope Christmas is going well for you.
Whatever it is you're celebrating, do it right, Mike's.
Okay.
Yes,
thank you. Do it right.
I said I'd call in, so I did. So you can I'll identify as Melissa.
No, we appreciate you hanging out here in the chat room. We like that very much. It's been fun. We hope Santa's been good to you this year. That's what we hope for.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Santa is? How dare you?
Hail Santa.
Vote and I don't write letters to Santa.
Oh my God, are you a devil worshiper?
No, and I'm not a meth head either. Let me clear this up really quick to whatever that growing person is.
They were calling you a meth head? How dare they?
Yeah, right. And also a Freemason.
A Freemason. A Freemason meth addict.
Yeah, the size of my tits should prove that as a female, I was born female and I'm happy. I'm not a Freemason. I do have them on both sides of my family, however. I also have a Jew thrown in there, too.
Oh, my.
He's a doctor of science. So, yeah, I've got this really roundabout outlook on the world, and I have for a long time.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
The bitch about.
I ain't nobody's meth head, baby. It's easier to ask me what drugs haven't I done.
Oh, my.
Let me just, it's easier to tell you I am allergic to opiates. Boom.
So no opiates for you. I know that's what Mike is totally into.
Oh, brother.
He's all about it.
That's such a downer, Mike.
I know, and I love being down.
He likes being down.
Damn. I'm going to check out that band you suggested earlier.
He's a Debbie Downer. What can we say?
Man, he needs to do some acid. Again.
He needs some acid, that's true. He needs some peyote.
DMT, darling, DMT.
He needs dimethyltryptamine, that's true. He needs to smoke that and, go on a trip for about 10 minutes and he'll be fine. He'll be okay. He'll be all right.
Beautiful.
Well, there's an explosion outside. It sounds like...
What is up with that?
Sounds like we're in Japan.
Wow.
It sounds like the Americans are dropping bombs.
Believe it.
Poor Japanese people, by the way. They were treated so badly here in America during that time. They were stuffed into high school lockers.
Hey, can I say something?
I was crying. What happened, Mike?
You know, if we rearmed Japan, which of course at this point is our ally, we would never have to worry about China again.
Oh my. By the way, caller Melissa, thanks for calling in. We appreciate your call.
Thank you,
Melissa.
Take care. And there she goes. And let's bring this person in back around. Caller, you're back. How are you?
Hey, I'm just cutting back in.
Yes, sorry about that. We did not. You could have just stayed on. I just wanted to get through that call. They called in, being polite.
Nothing to worry about.
Had to get them in real quick.
Of course, it was good to hear. Listen to that, Melissa.
Yes, Melissa, we appreciate her very much. Everyone was very happy she called in. Even Truth and Doubt says, "My future baby mama, Melissa," with a question mark.
Yeah, I read a thing.
Wow.
On the wall.
How crazy. What a wild world. But yes, go ahead, Frank. Anything else to add here?
I just wanted to know if like hideous is considered, let's deconstruct the whole PragerU thing.
Oh yes, back to Prager, back to Dennis Prager. We got many big fish to fry. Dennis Prager. Yes, why are you listening to that man for, Mike? What's going on?
Let me be clear. It's not like I turn him on and listen to him.
You turn him on?
It just so happens.
You turn him on, Mike. Is that what you're doing?
I get into a car.
Sexually.
Can you shut up for a second?
Okay.
It's just
I was worried about you.
If I get into a car or if I turn the radio on and he happens to be on, I'll hear a few minutes of it, and I end up turning it off anyway because it drives me nuts. For a while I was listening to it just so I could hear the next show, which was used to be Hannity, and then from Hannity to Mark Levin.
Yeah.
The only person I like listening to is Mark Levin, and I got to be honest, as much as I like him and as much as I respect him for his intelligence of law, he also brings in a lot of religion as well, and I just that's where I draw the line.
Well, so you're noticing a continuity of the message, like this is on a wider platform, and what I think of as PragerU is a really good, as an analog. Like these guys start whole new university structures all over again. They talk about the infiltration of the left and it's really about the whole ivory tower system. So I think you bring a good balance to the force, like as a Jedi coming at it from. You deconstructed from the other path. I came at it from a different path too, and I deconstructed and became something different. And so that's the wider, I think message that's going on. We really have to destroy the notion of left and right entirely.
Hold that thought. Don't hang up. Caller, go ahead. You are joining us in this conversation. We have not hung up on our friend on the other line. He's still listening. Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
I'll stay.
Go ahead, caller. Caller, we can hear you. We can hear you breathing. You choose not to talk.
Can you hear me now?
Holy Jesus Christ. That sounded like a bat out of Wuhan like I was. Guess I could hear you now.
Okay, cool. This is Kaiser again.
Whoa.
I love what Mike said about the Middle East, the Near East, as I like to call it, because it's Near East and the Far East, and I've lived in both those places, but I spent a third of my life in the Near East.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I love those people, and I understand the culture more than most Americans. I'm 54 years old. It's 4.9. This is who I am. And I'm going to tell you, man, if you think you understand them, you need to live with them. And then you'll understand them more. You can't do it in the West because they change in certain ways, but not enough. They I don't know how to explain it, but they will not adapt because here's something, just like when I called in earlier about communism, they're very socialistic. And they can transform a nation once they get to a geographical level where they change a society. I don't know if you understand what I mean by that, but it's about 17-18% roughly. And I love the people I've met, but that's in their culture where I have to adapt, but they will never adapt.
That's right. They will not. They will not bend to our society.
Yes.
Yeah, the Quran explicitly and implicitly tells them not to.
That's right. It even says that their ultimate goal is to dominate the world. That's the goal of the Islamic religion.
And the only people that have realized this are the Chinese. And that's why they went after the Uyghurs. Now, we can both disagree with what the Chinese have done to them. This is a fact. And the same thing in the steppes of Russia with the Chechens and everything else. But communists knew, except they had the political will and power to effect that change.
Right.
In the West, sadly, because of things that happened in the 40s and 30s and 20s, the West no longer has that kind of thing, and the same thing with the Japanese. And I agree with you guys when you were talking about something.
Okay. Yes.
We do need to rearm the Japanese.
Okay.
The Japanese
Jesus Christ.
The Japanese already, they're a push button nuclear power. When they rearm,
if we armed them.
Why are we going around to this again? By the way, this is going back to Japan again. What happened here?
Here's what I'll say.
What was the original point of this call, by the way? Go ahead.
You're losing me. Bringing up several things that you guys have talked about, and I'm not a little drunk. I'm a lot of drunk. But it's okay because I know what I'm talking about.
You could be drunk. We like that here. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all fun. But
all right.
The point being is the Japanese, it's a push-button nuclear power. And the Japanese knew the theory for China, and most people don't. Yep. They took it a bite. How do you eat an elephant?
This is getting a little too Japanese for me, by the way. Can you say that without getting in trouble, by the way, Mike? Can you say that? It's getting a little too Japanese in here for me.
Well, listen to the old 80s song. I think I'm turning Japanese. I know it's about masturbation, but it's funny, and I wanted to throw that shit out there.
Love that.
So it's all fun, man. I'm just saying there are facts that remain immovable. And honestly, you know this. You know, I'm Kaiser. I'm 4.9.
Right.
This is my thing. And I happen to know war. I've spent since I was 17 in the Cold War, and then the Gulf War, And that's where أنا في كلام عربي. I speak Arabic. I know these cultures.
Holy shit, I'm breaking things back here. Sorry.
So this is just fun for me.
Okay.
You know.
Well, thanks for the call. By the way, we're gonna continue onward. Love you
Bye.
too. Thank you. I think we even hung up on Frank there. Yes, Frank, call back in whenever you want. I don't know what happened there. We went to Japan. We went around the world. It was very much fun, Mike.
By the way, thank you for your service, whatever his name was. I didn't
Yes,
catch it.
thank you very much, of course. We love that. We love that. And Mike, we are, we have to continue along here.
Right on.
Show's almost over.
Right on.
We're kind of on the last stretch here, sort of. No, well, not really, but it's getting there. It's getting there, folks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks, but yes. And back to what I was telling you, Mike. I know you were, a listener of the Savage Nation at one time, and of course,
more than like 10 years ago.
I know that's pretty gross, by the way.
Actually, no, that's a lie. No, that's a lie.
You were listening last week.
I stopped listening to him in 2016, I believe it was, right after the election.
Okay, caller, you're back on. What's going on?
Oh, so as it turns out, I was closed off in a room, and then some great Christmas music via guitar came on. So
understood.
It took so long to get back.
Yes, yeah. Back to Dennis Prager. What's the beef with Dennis Prager? You have a few minutes. Go ahead.
Your cohort doesn't much care for the whole continuity of the message, and it's funny that the Kaiser checks in with the whole stream of consciousness about the Middle East, or actually what he considered the Near East.
The Near East, yes.
The Far East.
Did he just call me a whore?
I think he called you a whore.
Which one, me or him?
Someone called you a whore. Someone did.
All I heard was cohort.
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 But yes, he's a cohort. In essence.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, Mike. Either way, this has been fun. I'm just curious what you think about all that stuff.
What I think
the hideous
about
one. Hideous. Mr. Hideous.
What I think about what? What was the question?
Dennis Prager, I think that's what he's referring to.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. Not a fan of him. I mean, if you're going to talk politics, talk politics, and don't mix religion into it, because religion is supposed to be separate from politics.
Politics bad, religion bad. Anything else to add, by the way?
No, you guys have had a wonderful night celebrating Saturn's return and Saturday. So I'll leave it back to you all. You have a great night. Thanks for all your listeners.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas to you. There he goes. And yes, Dennis Prager, bad. We don't like him here. We want him to go away. And yes, Mike, again, I was listening to the radio again, Mike. Trying not to listen to music, trying to listen to talk. But I came back to listening to music, Mike, and for some odd reason, the universe loves to screw with me, as you know. As I scanned through the airwaves, Mike, I came across Green Day and the Red Hot Chili Peppers numerous times yet again. I don't know why it keeps happening to me. I think the world's cursed, Mike.
Perhaps.
I think the world is doomed, especially with music like that being played under heavy syndication 24/7. It drove me fucking crazy. It drives me crazy, Mike. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't lie.
I listen to that and I go insane. I thought, this is madness. I thought the next time I hear any song from the Red Hot Chili Peppers or Green Day, it's over. I'm gonna force the Tesla next to me off a cliff. Someone has to man up. I'm kidding, of course. I'm not going to force anyone off the road. I saw a man a few days ago, by the way, yelling at a car that had cut him off. And the guy was overly emotional, cussing up a storm, looking like a complete asshole in public. It was truly pathetic, Mike. I think in his head he thought that the vehicle that already had passed, maybe like 45 seconds ago, somehow the driver was like still able to hear him telepathically. You know, one can only assume there is telepathic communication since he was clearly yelling at no one. It was fucking madness. I hope that's none of you at home, by the way, if you're going to behave this way and act like that. At least be sure that the person you're directing this energy towards can actually hear you. Trust me, it's a lot more effective that way. It really is.
You know, if I may.
If you may, go ahead.
About 2 weeks ago, I watched a video on YouTube of a woman just screaming at this guy for having taken her parking place. And she's taking her drink and she's throwing it on the window of the car and she's telling him to get out of the car, get out of the car. She calls security. And mind you, she's got her daughter there and somebody else who's actually shooting it with a video camera or on their phone. So long story short, after what must have been like 10 minutes of screaming at this poor guy, the security shows up and they ask him, can you please step out of the car? And when he steps out of the car, he's missing a leg. And
a pirate.
Like the woman.
He came out like a pirate. Yeah.
And so this poor woman, she was an idiot, screaming at him. And all of a sudden she sees him get out of the car with one leg and she shuts up. And she's telling the other person, delete the video. And she's like, no, this is you making an ass out of yourself. I'm keeping this.
I like that.
Just classic. People are so out of control.
People are insane. People are nuts, Mike. And that's sort of the behavior that we can expect to see maybe even tonight. You know, if you are driving off somewhere, a lot of drunk people, a lot of emotional people out there right now.
As a matter of fact, this video was from, I think it was from last year's Christmas shopping.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So tensions were high, of course.
Of course. That's why I hate going out and driving anywhere.
A lot of misdirected energy there.
That's right. Like, I try not to drive anywhere for 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah, you might end up with someone yelling at you.
Yep.
Or being forced off the road.
And I've had that happen to me.
Someone forced you off the road?
At least, yes, twice.
Wow.
At least based on the bumper stickers I had on my car.
Really?
Yep.
That's crazy.
It was. And one time I had my pop in my car with me. He was in the passenger seat. Now, mind you, he's an elderly man. And this guy was trying to run me off the road, giving me the finger, all based on my bumper stickers.
Are you sure it was because of the bumper sticker, Mike?
Absolutely.
Did you not flip him off?
Sure. No, it had happened many times. People were very insulted by the bumper stickers that I had on my car. Either I got the finger or the thumbs up.
Which bumper sticker, by the way?
I can't tell you.
Really? It was that bad?
Yes.
Whoa, Mike.
I don't screw around, man.
Whoa. I don't even want to know what that was. I don't even want to ask Mike what he put out there. It might get us murdered here tonight.
That's why I'm not telling you.
I might get murdered tonight, that's for sure. If I play or if I repeat what you had up, I'm pretty sure, we'd both be murdered. That's crazy. You had a picture of Allah on your car or something, right?
You could say something to that effect.
Whoa, okay. Nice.
Something to that effect.
Playing with fire, Mike. Playing with
really
fire.
Really pissed off a lot of Pakistanis and Muslims. Really pissed them off.
Muslim Jew.
You're right out there?
It's pretty wild, Mike.
Yeah.
Look at you. Wow.
I can't tell you. There was a woman in a like a minivan who, oh my gosh, she just got in front of me and she would not let me pass. Mind you, this is on a major highway, and she would not let me pass her, and she's slowing down, like down to 35 miles an hour on a highway, and she wouldn't let me pass her. Another woman literally stopped in the middle of an intersection while I had a green light. I was making a left turn. She pulls up on the side of me and stops during the green light. And she's asking me questions like, why do you feel that way? Why? And I'm like, shut up.
Why do you feel that way? That's insane.
You're going to stop me in the middle of an intersection to ask me my political views?
Well, she was trying to just, ask you if you've been vaccinated. That's all.
No. Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was about
It was yesterday.
probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
Ah, okay. Well, once again, by the way, our very own Mike Hideous, vaccinated, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. Hopefully he's feeling fine and not getting any blood clots or any complications from the experimental vaccine. Yes. Oh
The
my.
only thing I've noticed is I'm pregnant.
He's pregnant. Imagine if you got pregnant.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine if the vaccine actually made men pregnant or had the ability to get pregnant? That'd be insane. I can't even imagine that world. But then again, I can't even imagine the world we live in right now. People are batshit crazy, Mike, as you know. It's pretty scary.
You know it.
But yes, Mike, I'm glad everything is working out for you and those that are vaccinated. And it's gone in your favor. Interesting enough, though, out here in Southern California, there's a place called Ventura County. And if I believe correctly, there's been some nurses out here that stepped forward about the vaccine. Evidently, none of the doctors are allowed to question whether the vaccine causes strokes or blood clots.
Can you believe that? I mean, honestly.
Myocarditis.
What a bunch of... You can't ask a question about that? That's absolutely
That's
ridiculous.
what, yes. Evidently, none of the doctors are allowed to question whether the vaccine causes these awful things. If they don't toe the line, they could lose their medical license. And again, what a world we live in when just asking questions can cause you to lose your job.
I was just about to say that.
Yes, let me ask you again, listeners out there, let me ask you this simple question. Those of you out there listening right now, is freedom of speech just an illusion? According to these nurses, evidently the hospital has become overwhelmed by patients that are vaccinated, still suffering from COVID. It's happening, folks. It's happening right now, as they say. Evidently, it is happening. I don't know. That's what they're reporting. Don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger, folks. Oh, yeah. So, Mike, freedom of speech, just an illusion, right?
Starting
it
to
seems
that,
like that, right?
But as I said, Michael, I sincerely believe that things are going to swing back the other way.
I hope so.
I really
do.
Because people are beginning to realize how effed up this whole administration is.
Oh, yes. And of course, since we are on this conversation, the FDA did approve of a second COVID-19 pill, by the way.
Yeah, and yet they still condemn the whole what were the pills that you were supposed to take with zinc?
And ivermectin? Which one?
Ivermectin? Yeah, one of the others.
One of those things.
The precautionary medications, like if you feel it coming on, you take the things with zinc, and
right.
it's supposed to help you. Really, they'll condemn that, but they want to put this new pill out.
We love pills here. At least that's what it seems like. And that's Dr. Strangelove says Decon had lots of chat questions for, I don't know what that word is there, by the way, Mike. Sag me? What is that?
Where is it? I'm looking for it. Who is it, Dr. Strangelove?
Yeah, I don't know what he's asking there. He's asking these weird things sometimes.
I don't see it on the chat room.
I don't know what he's saying, but okay. But we're with you, Dr. Strangelove. We admire you very much. Merry Christmas to you and your family. And by the way, I know Trump made his roundabouts, by the way, around again. He made his roundabouts in the media, is what I'm trying to say. And it caused great excitement by our Republican friends out there. They were really excited, Mike.
Yes, I heard.
I think it was on Newsmax, by the way, that one network that really still hasn't gotten their act together. It seems like a college network production, in my opinion. It feels so tacky. It really does.
Really?
It feels so tacky, like Chris Christie set it up or something. Nonetheless, Trump was there, and I believe he was talking, how... I guess they were sort of talking about how, Trump was this or that. They painted him in a good picture. They talked about the family, that sort of thing. It was a boring interview, let's be honest.
Was it?
Yeah, it wasn't anything exciting. It was Mike Huckabee, I think, who was leading the interview. So it was a bore fest. That shit's gonna be boring.
Didn't he just recently say something like,
oh, I don't know.
Face masks are like the left's MAGA hat?
I have no clue what that man is saying these days. That Mike Huckabee, he's out there. He's also someone you don't like because he mixes up Jesus with his politics, Mike. He does that a lot, by the way. So you're not gonna like him. You're not gonna like him if you hear this interview, by the way.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You want to worship, that's fine. I can respect that. But don't throw it into politics. It's supposed to be a separation of politics, or what is it?
Politics and religion, yes. Separate, yes. And, again, they were depicting him in a good picture, which there's nothing wrong with that. But of course, I was hoping for something a little bit more entertaining. But then again, it's, Mike Huckabee. So we really shouldn't expect anything too phenomenal out of him.
Point taken.
Yeah. It's just, he had Trump there and he sort of wasted a good time there. He wasted a great guest. He could have asked him all kinds of shit. And it was a snooze fest, folks. I'm sorry.
A shame.
It was a shame. Of course, he was actually promoting the COVID-19 vaccine, by the way.
Promoting it? What do you mean?
He was saying people should be taking the vaccine. Taking the boosters, and it alienated some of his fan base, I believe. Yeah, he's the guy that created what was that, Project Warp Speed, or whatever the hell it was called?
Oh, who, wait, Trump did? Or
wasn't he,
Mike Huckabee?
No, not Mike Huckabee, but wasn't Trump the one who started all the vaccine stuff? And his fan base now turning on him?
I think I know what you're talking about. Isn't that the scene where they both mentioned that they got the vaccine and there were some people that were kind of booing about it?
But I mean, but more recently he's been talking more about the booster and the vaccine and promoting it, saying that you should get it. And that's got a lot of people, his fan base, very angry with him.
I suppose. I mean, again, I'm all about make your own choice. I respect those who don't want it.
Freedom of choice.
I respect those who do get it.
Yeah, I'm pro-choice. My body, my right.
Your body.
That's right. So, he also put over Joe Biden, saying he feels sorry for him. So he's kind of become a Joe Biden sympathizer. A little bit. All of a sudden. That's okay.
Listen, man. You can't not feel sorry for the guy. He's making an embarrassment out of himself.
I feel bad for him, too.
He's making an embarrassment for himself throughout the world. Everyone's taking advantage of him. Everyone's laughing at him. We all think he's a moron, and he's done nothing.
Well, of course, Mike, there are also people that say Donald Trump is a clone. That's not the real Donald Trump. Some people do believe that. They're saying that Donald Trump died of COVID, and that's not really him.
Talking to the train wreck again.
Well, I've been talking to a lot of people, but they're saying these clones are running around having a bit of a fight going on, kind of like Star Wars, Clone Wars, Mike.
Oh, come on.
I know. I don't believe that part at all. I might have made that part up. I don't know. But I do know, Mike, that these clone things have been going on a lot. A lot of people talking about clones all of a sudden. It's pretty wild. I don't know if that's actually happening, but that's what has been said. Don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. Don't be like Alec Baldwin. So yes, Mike, he was taking some heat at the Trump Grill, by the way, another spot located inside Trump Tower in New York City. There's a group of protesters, by the way, and they refused these group of vaccine mandate protesters. They did not let them eat at the restaurant. This week, they failed to provide proof of vaccination, of all things, by the way.
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Again, a way that we could really put a hammer on this vaccine.
Put a hammer.
Or not vaccine. Or shall I say put a lid on this whole COVID thing is by shutting down the borders.
Shut it down. Shut it all down.
Well, think about it. In 1 year, we've had over 2 million illegal aliens come into this country, and but the administration has placed them in various sections within our country, in most cases without us knowing it.
Let them all in, Mike.
Yeah, let them all
in. The more the merrier. By the way, the pale horse says Donald Trump was Epstein's buddy too, but that's okay.
What can I say?
What can I say? He likes them young. Well, least, Jeffrey Epstein does. It's not, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. I didn't go on any private planes to any islands, but that's just between us.
Has his girlfriend gotten sentenced yet?
I don't know, actually. I don't think that's come to a conclusion yet. But we all know in the public opinion that she's guilty.
Yes, in abetting. Abetting.
Very guilty, but you don't know what money can do for you to get you out of a jam like that, so we don't know what's going to happen. And of course, Dr. Strangelove says Mike has bird clones, by the way. You probably do. You kind of have some sort of bird farm going on out there.
So where the hell is the clones coming
No idea.
I don't get it.
That is insane. But Mike, we are getting kind of close to shutting this down.
Indeed we are.
We're getting close to it.
Interesting travel tonight.
Yes, it's been fun, Mike, and I know you also were quite excited about the James Webb Space Telescope, by the way.
Oh, yeah. There's two things I wanted to bring up to you.
Right.
One was the James Webb, the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope today, which is going to revolutionize the things we see and learn from interstellar space. I was so excited about it. So it launched at about, I think, 8 a.m. this morning from what I believe was Brazil. And successful flight. Within 2 minutes, it was traveling at 5,000 miles an hour.
You were so excited to tell me about this telescope, by the way.
I was.
You really were. You were very excited, by the way. And it's, of course, the quote-unquote most powerful observatory ever sent into space, by the way.
That's right. $13 billion worth of technical equipment worked on since, from what I understand, I believe they started work on it in 1994. It is going to surpass the Hubble telescope and bring us better images because it's so large. The strange thing about it is it's going to be 1 million miles away from Earth, orbiting the sun.
That's pretty far. That is pretty crazy, by the way. Hopefully everything works out and nothing fails. That's a lot of money being spent on this thing.
And mind you, it had been it was supposed to launch in 2019. And they had so many postponements with the launch because they wanted to make sure everything worked absolutely flawlessly. As a matter of fact, it was supposed to launch, I think they said on the 22nd, Tuesday. And then they postponed it again until first they did it on the 24th. And they did it today. Finally, they launched today. So all in all, it was launched today. It's going to be a massive historical thing for us. We're going to learn so much with this telescope. And the other strange thing is that in 10 years, it's going to be completely inoperable.
It's going to be irrelevant at that point.
It's not going to work anymore.
It's just going to be totally nothing.
That's right. Probably melt in the sun.
Oh, God. What an expensive toy.
Exactly. One other thing I wanted to mention to you. The oldest woman in the world died today, 135 years old.
Did you kill her?
Chinese. Yeah.
You killed her, didn't you?
I killed her. Right? Chinese woman lived to 135 years old. She was born in the late 1800s. How about that?
That's pretty insane, Mike. I can't believe they lived that long.
A lot of Chinese people and a lot of Russian people live.
They live long, right? They smoke. Yep. They just, I bet you she was a smoker too.
Probably. But I think it has to do a lot with the diet.
The diet, yeah.
Especially with Chinese, or I should say Asian people. They eat a lot of rice. They eat a lot of fish.
We're turning Japanese, just like Sword Point 9 was talking about.
Say again?
I said we're turning Japanese like a Sword Point 9 the caller. It came back around. It came back around. We brought it back. We brought it back, yes. Japan in our minds, in our prayers. We love Japan. We love all of you out there. We really do. And of course, as we wind down here tonight, just want to say thank you to everyone out there for hanging out with us here on a very special edition of the Michael Decon program on Christmas night. Pretty crazy.
Actually, for me, it's already the 26th.
It's already passed.
It's passed.
That's wild. It really is. And of course, looking at the clock now, my goodness, time has flown by yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun one, but now it's time to take it home. And I do want to thank all of you out there for being a part of the program yet again. It's been a good one. I've had a great time, Mike. Did you have fun?
Absolutely. Another great show, indeed.
It was great. And again, folks, don't forget, if you are a fan of this program, want to help fund this program, please go to patreon.com/Michael Decon. Lots of goddamn content there for you. Very exclusive, very sexy, very nice. Would be a great gift for your family and friends. If you do have family or friends, sometimes people don't. Sometimes they're all alone. But that's okay. We appreciate you too. And of course, don't forget the podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Castbox, so many more. Just look it up. Look it up on michaeldecon.com. Go there. All the information is there for you. We would really love that if you did chip in. We like that. Keep the show going. Keep the ball rolling along. Mike, go ahead and plug away.
Oh, thank you. First and foremost, thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone, for listening tonight to the Michael Decon program. I had a great time, as always. Thank you, Michael, for having me as your co-host. If anyone is interested in checking out my artwork, just go to the spot. What's it called? SpymanPhotoandArt.com.
There you go.
Yes, I'm blank for a second. If you're interested in any of the music and or artwork I do, horrible artwork I do for the Hideous site, just go to MikeHideous.com, which is MYKE, MikeHideous.com. And lastly, if you're interested in connecting with me on social media, you can reach me at Facebook.com/Hideous Mike, MYKE. And that happy, Merry Christmas to everyone. And if Michael and I don't do a show before the new year, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yes. And Melissa, Gang of Four, Dr. Strange, Love Rock Girl, Pit Lolly Grower, I think that's the name, I believe. Sword Point 9, Gang of Four, The Pale Horse, and El Chicano there. What else? Mike D for Life. Thanks for hanging out in the chat room. We appreciate it. Yes, Truth and Doubt. I think Green Thumb. I think I got everybody there. Yes, I do want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. It's been a great time. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was a good show. I had fun. I hope all of you guys had fun as well. Mike, I hope you had fun. I think you did. And of course, international listeners out there, thank you so much for finding us here in these dark times on the interwebs here. And remember, folks, we don't know what's going to happen. The future is very unpredictable. Be safe no matter what it is you do at home out there. Mike, say goodnight to the lovely listeners out there before we shut it down.
Everyone, once again, everyone, thank you so much for listening. What?
The bird got excited. Did the bird say
once again,
Merry
everybody,
Christmas?
Thank you for listening. And Michael, thank you for having me. Always a great time.
You got it, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Mahalo. And there he goes, boys and girls. That was my co-host, Mr. Mike Hideous. Great time to have him here. Great time to have all of you here. It was a fun show, boys and girls. It really was. Don't forget, folks, take us on the road with you like I told you. We'd like that. Maybe you'll like it too. It'll help you listen to us while you're doing these boring things at home. And again, Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoyed the show. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Yes, there he goes indeed, Gang of Four. It was a good one. And thanks to all the calls today, by the way. There's a few callers out there we didn't get to, and I apologize so much to all of you out there. Remember, folks, we have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow, so definitely be safe no matter what it is you do at this time. Right when I hit stop here, hopefully all of you are responsible. I hope. I do hope. I hope all of you are responsible, yes. 420. I don't know what's going on there. I think that's what's going to go on with Mike D for life. I think that's what he's saying he's going to do. But we appreciate that. Hopefully you stay safe and toke away. Yes, it's that time to do that sort of thing. Smoke a bowl, drink, snort like Artie Lang. I don't know. It's all up to you. The choice is yours, folks. Once again, stay safe, everyone, no matter where you are on this island Earth. I'm Michael Decon, and with that said, the world is a mysterious place, and life itself is a mystery. Until next time, mahalo.